What's up, everyone? Colonel Fats coming at you with episode 3 of the Fatty Fighters training series. In this episode, I'll be going over a common scenario that comes up, that is the Ground Vanish Scenario. I don't really have a better name for it, but let's dive right in. Alright guys, now that I'm in training mode, let's get on with it. So what is the Ground Vanish Scenario? Well, when I was going through the ranks early on, just getting my ass handed to me because I only played ranked and I didn't care how bad my losses soared above my wins. Didn't care. But one thing that I ran into a lot was an opponent, typically it was Goku, because everyone has freaking Goku. They'd shoot a beam at you, and then they'd vanish, and then start attacking. And I thought it was bullshit because I thought I was pretty much doomed. And beams were so easy to catch people on the ground with that, bam, they always get their turn and then I'm screwed. Well, turns out that is not the case. In learning with block strings, from episode 1, if you've seen that, if you haven't, make sure you check that out now. But in episode 1, I go over the -5 rule, which is pretty much if a move is -5, as you can see that move is, you're actually allowed to reflect or backdash. Well, in this Ground Vanish scenario, you're actually positive. So this is why I kept getting hit. Because I'd be mashing too, and I'm like, are these guys just the fastest mashers in the world? Well, no, they're actually positive, so they can't. But if you think about that in reverse, Goku right now, he's -2. So he can reflect or backdash. And -2 is almost close to 0, much closer than -5. So you have a lot of room to get your backdash off. When I was climbing the ranks, I would run into this a ton. The opponent would use their projectile vanish and then get in, and now they have block string. It was really frustrating. But if we set Goku here to reflect, we will show that +2 is not plus enough, and they can reflect. And also, if we set him to backdash, same startup as reflect, so he's also able to backdash. So if I started attacking into that, he's out of range, and I'm pretty much open for business. Now you might be saying, hey, I just reflected and just got distance. I mean, that really didn't do anything for me. Well, it did a ton, because usually most characters, if the opponent reflects, Kameha's into you, and then starts light, and you reflect the first light, your 2M is almost guaranteed to hit. So we'll just show that now. So shoot the beam, come over, reflect 2M. During his second L, he was still attacking. So my attack hits him, but while he's mid-attack, because he clearly is not hitting a tail through the ground. So again, just to show you, we reflect and 2M. Just like we can reflect, we can also backdash. Now, backdashing has its different uses than reflect, but we'll go over that a little more when we get to how to punish these reactions by your opponent. But just to prove we can do it, if he does that, we're pretty much golden. And the punish on that is also 2M if they hit LL like he's doing. We can get out of the way and just 2M him. So do that, back up, give it to him. Boom. So now let's flip the Vanish scenario. Let's say your opponent is actually, you've gotten higher up in the ranks, and your opponent's actually better, and they know not to mash after that scenario. They're actually going to try and reflect because they think you're going to mash. So if their opponents are set to reflect, there's a really, really easy way. And this is actually the safest option you can do in this. It doesn't beat everything, but you're safe to everything. And that is to do nothing at all, just block. So if I do this and just block, I can react to him reflecting and punish. But I can just sit there. Nothing happens. He just swats the air. He doesn't hit me. So how we can punish that is we can react to his reflect. We sit and wait until it's done, and then get the punish. Boom. So how do we punish backdash? Backdash can be punished in, let's say, it's 3 different ways, and the first way I'm going to describe is actually unique to certain characters. You need a character with a long-reaching 2M. Unfortunately, 21 can't reach. As you can see, backdash is out of the way of the 2M, so it doesn't work. But I do have a character on my team who has the proper distance with the 2M. So with Trunks, if they backdash, he can reach. His 2M slides him so far that he can actually hit him as they backdash. Kid Buu is another prime example as well. Another way we can punish backdash is by honestly just running up with them. You just dash forward and hit them with either 2L or L, and you can catch them while they're backdashing. So you just hit them, dash with them. He's set to all block, so if he could have blocked, he would have, but nope. There's no survival there. So we just do that again with your 2L. It is important that you wait until you're close enough to the opponent to actually hit them with the attack. If you dash up and 2L too soon, you won't actually catch up to them. See how I didn't actually reach him with the 2L? Because I canceled my dash into the 2L too fast. Now the third way to punish this backdash is a little bit on a character dependent side. You know, like Key Blast works with most characters, but say I was playing Jiren, his is slow as molasses, that would not actually work. But really, all you need to do, if you have a bar, you can shoot a Key Blast, you can do a special move, anything that has enough range to catch your opponent as they're backdashing. So the 21, she has a lot of options, but I'll just use the basic Key Blast because that works with pretty much every character. So you get him into this. Now, as he's backdashing, he gets hit by the Key Blast, and now we can do our damage. So we've talked about Reflect, and we've talked about backdash. But the true safest thing that you can do, and especially at high ranks, you absolutely need to do this, at least until you feel your opponent's tendencies out, is you just block. You literally don't do anything. This cannot be beat by anything but Dragon Rush, but you can still react to the Dragon Rush. So really, by blocking, you gain... You're safe to see what your opponent is actually going to try and do. That being said, if you do notice that your opponent is just resorting to block, he's not sure if he can even do anything, he's just resorting to block, just Dragon Rush immediately. Like he's sitting there blocking, he has no idea it's coming. He's most likely not ready because he's trying to block. Now for the final piece of advice in this episode, I just wanted to emphasize that this is the Ground Vanish scenario, not the Air Vanish scenario. There are times when you hit them with your projectile or whatever, and you're just a little late on your vanish, that you vanish and you actually hit them while you're in the air. Well, that completely throws everything out the window. You're not going to be plus. In most scenarios, you're going to be negative, so the roles get reversed when that happens. And it can be pretty bad if you've gotten the habit of mashing, because then you get outmashed, and that's really unfortunate. So if we've got Goku here set to jump, if I vanish and hit him in the air and then land, I'm not +2. I'm -3. So if we both start hitting buttons, he's going to win that, and that sucks. Even lower to the ground, -2, but still negative, not positive. So it really have to emphasize that this is the Ground Vanish scenario. If you hit someone who's flat-footed, you're plus. That's good. But if they jump at all, and you hit them while you're jumping, or if you whiff, you're pretty much screwed. But like I said, if you hit them, you're minus, and it's not good. Nothing that we just went over will work. That's going to wrap things up for this episode of the Fatty Fighters training series. I hope you guys got something out of that. Personally, my motivation for this guide is really just, I wish videos like these were out when I was first going into the game, because a simple scenario like this, at least it seems simple now, has so many nuances and so many little things that you can do that it's kind of crazy. Because literally at the lower ranks, I thought I was doomed. Literally, so many times Goku shoots a beam, he vanishes. Now I'm in block string. Now Vegeta's coming out. Now he's crossing me up. Dragon Rush. All the sorts of block string mix-ups. It's really frustrating. But if you know how to stop it, especially at the lower ranks when people just vanish and mash, you can really climb up pretty fast. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any feedback is appreciated. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out!